In my last video, I transformed an entire plains village, but you may notice that I've got absolutely no armor. That's because I don't have a dedicated mine system to get materials in my forever world, and in this video, that's going to change. And obviously, the best way is by transforming a mineshaft. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, so I am currently at the mineshaft that is just outside the village. I'm obviously first just kind of gonna tear everything down and kind of create a layout for what I want to do. So this is just a small example of what I'm looking to do with a lot of the places. I do still want to keep some of the narrower places, and I am going to keep some dead ends just so I don't eliminate the kind of like natural feel to the place, I guess is what I'm going for. I can kind of just texture the walls with like stone slabs and stairs and everything, and it will kind of just make the place feel a little bit tighter and more like an actual mine shaft than just caves with blocky walls. So yeah, I think I'm just going to continue with making this hall bigger, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. So I'm thinking something kind of just like this. Yeah, I think that feels and looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I know it's such a simple thing and it seems super obvious, but when the build is finished, I think the halls will stand out a lot more because of it. And, you know, the simple things in building are what helps the unique aspects to stand out the most. And now we can start texturing the cave with our slabs, stairs, buttons, and other stone blocks. And with our first hall complete, we can now use that as a template to apply to the rest of the mineshaft. I am barely even halfway through at this point, and I don't know how many times I've had to go get more materials, or how many mining trips I've done for coal at this stage. And I know it sounds dramatic, but it genuinely just doesn't even feel sustainable anymore. Like, I'm running out of cave space and I have no mountains near me. And I'm getting a little bit scared because I think if I can't find a way to keep smelting cobblestone, I may have to call the project quits, which I really don't want to do, but I've spent an unreasonable amount of time on this project already, and I have other things I need to get done as well. So I completed one more trip of gathering materials and coal, hoping that it would be enough. And unfortunately, if it wasn't, that would be the end of the project, and I will have failed miserably. I need to craft some more tools and smelt some more cobblestone real quick. Don't really know what to do here if I put it. Wait a second. I completely forgot about charcoal. This was huge, and with my newfound source of fuel and motivation, I wasted no time throwing myself straight back into the build. I'm not even lying, but I think that this second half of shaping was a lot quicker than the first. And I think it's because I genuinely just started to enjoy building again. I'm just about done with shaping all of the halls, and it actually wasn't as bad when I had easy access to the materials that I really needed. The last thing I want to do before moving on to the final parts of the mineshaft is just sprinkling in different kind of cobble and granite variant blocks. Just kind of give it a little bit more texture than I currently have, because it still feels a little bit flat. So we don't actually have much left to go now, but I do need to grab a few more materials before we can finish the mineshaft off. I do have a small list because I need to finish the special rooms that I had mentioned earlier, and then I also just need to grab some spruce logs because I don't want to restrict myself to just oak and birch like I did in the last video. I am going to take some saplings with me because I do want to plant like a spruce forest near the village and mineshaft, but for now I'm just going to grab as much as I can. We have about 6 stacks now, which should be enough. As I said, I want to make a spruce forest nearby anyway, so either way it's a sustainable resource from now on. And while I was grabbing some spruce wood, I decided I should grab some amethyst, calcite and basalt so that I could make a mini amethyst geode somewhere within the mineshaft. As well, I grabbed some moss, drip leaf, spore blossom, azalea and glowberries for the same purpose of creating a lush cave somewhere within the mineshaft. So I first want to work on making the arches. I think I just want to get an idea of what style I'm going for. Also, please ignore the fact that I died between getting the materials and now. I really just don't want to talk about it. This is actually my first time using these shelves in a build. I stopped playing the game a while ago and want to gradually use some newer techniques, so this is just the start of this. So I added some lanterns and added the rest of the arches in this hall, and genuinely this looks so good. There isn't actually anything crazy left for me to do, I don't think, so it shouldn't take us too long from here. I don't want to jinx it though, because I did say that last time and then I ended up spending like an extra 5 to 10 hours on the build, so please, I'm hoping that it's true. You'll probably start to notice I dot some fences around at points. I just wanted it to feel like there were some parts that were slightly more unstable than the rest and needed some extra support. So you'll start to see them in some of the narrower areas in the build. So I had mentioned making a mini amethyst geode previously. I personally think right at the end of the first hall is just a perfect spot for it. It makes it feel like the villagers are trying to excavate it and then tunneling in other directions to kind of get around it almost. It is very small, but it still looks sick. It also just adds a bit more to the background of the build, so I'm definitely going to keep it in here. At this stage, I was really eager to just get the build done as fast as possible. It really felt like I was on the edge of completing it. And in the end, I started to finish up building the entrance to the mine, the final chapter in this project.